Well, I made it to Verniko Tarnovo, the cultural capital of Bulgaria. So the city is kind of built up on three big hills, and it's quite confusing because this is one of the main streets down here. I'm not sure who this chap is, and yet, but you get all these little side streets. Like just down there's another street that goes off further down, so it's very easy to get lost. It's very disorientating. Now, I walked down here last night. When I arrived, it was dark, and it seems to be one of the kind of main streets for like artists. Lots of galleries and lots of sculptures, lots of art on the streets. It looks a beautiful city, to be honest. I didn't see much of it yesterday. I literally left my hostel and went straight to a bar, a place called Hipster Bar, which was very, very cool, and I could have stayed there all night. But at another bar called the Melon Live Music Club, there was a guy playing who was actually staying in my hostel, and he's a really famous rock star from back in the day. And people were just singing along to every single song. He did an acoustic gig last night, and it was fantastic. And he came and talked to me after, and he told me about a place in Sofia what has like an open mic night, and he invited me down there and said that I could get up and sing. So that'll be something I've not done while I've been on my travels. But anyway, as you can see, come straight out of my hostel, craft beer shop just there. How convenient is that? So today I think I'm going to just do a little bit of exploring around the city, and I think I might head up towards the old fortress. There's a huge fortress apparently, which I think is that way. So I think I'm going to go head in that direction and see what that's all about. But I might come down here because look at the views over the city. You can see we're on the one of the steep hills. It goes up much further as well. This is the street that I came down last night, and it was very dark last night, and I kept walking past these things and they kept scaring the crap out of me because I thought it was just a person just sat there. All the shops on this street seem to be kind of art galleries and jewelers. Hello. Oh, hey. This is the bar that I was in last night. It's a place called Hipsters, and it's a very cool bar. It's even got a hipster outside, look, with his nice little beard and his craft beer. As you can see, there's tons of like art galleries and random sculptures and paintings on the street. So apparently the street art in this city, there's not any huge murals or anything, but there's lots of street art on these kind of electric boxes. I've already spotted about 5 or 6 just in this little area around here. I'm not looking for that today. Ooh, wine tasting. What a beautiful city. Well, look who's popped up again. This guy I kept seeing all over in Budgoszcz, and then in Toruń, and then I've seen him in Ukraine and Romania, and now in Bulgaria. Still don't know who he is. I don't actually know if it's a he. The hostel that I'm staying at offers free bikes, but to be honest, I don't think this is the best city to be cycling, because it's just, the whole city's built on 3 huge hills, so everything's either uphill or downhill. Check this dog out. There's a lot of cats around, I've noticed. I must have spotted about a dozen, and I've only been out about 10 minutes. And they all seem to be friendly. They all do approach you. Although I guess if they're, look at this, if they are kind of street cats, they'll do anything for a bit of food, won't you? Yeah, well, a little bit of attention. Hey, human. Let's go and take a look at the views from the backside of the church. This place here has got some amazing views. Ah, right, okay, so this is the fortress over here. You can see the bridge that leads straight into the fortress. If you come to Verniko Tarnovo, they have a sound and light show where basically over the fortress there's loads of lights and music and lasers, and it's supposed to be pretty damn impressive. Now, I didn't know about this until I decided I was going to come here. And then I thought, well, it's not going to be happening in the winter, is it? And it is, and it's happening tonight, believe it or not. So I'm actually going to come down. There's a square down here somewhere, I think, where you can basically get a fantastic view. This here is where you actually pay, and it's heated, obviously. And but to watch it from the square, it's free. Now, some of the shows are advertised as free and some are not, and if they're not free then you can only watch it from here. You can see it obviously, but you miss all the music. The speakers are not turned on in the main square, whereas the music is obviously on in here. But tonight's show is free, so I reckon from somewhere down here will be the perfect place to watch the Verniko Tarnovo sound and light show. I've just had a look inside in this church, and on the door there's a sign saying no cameras, no mobile phones, etc. But there was no sign on the door about wearing masks. And I forgot, I just walked in and just had a little walk around. There was no one in there apart from the woman who was on the little kind of souvenir stall. Now, last night I was asking about the curfew. As far as I was aware, that it was a 10 PM curfew like it was in Romania, but the gig was advertised as starting at 10:30. So I was asking people, and they basically said people are just giving up. They're just not paying attention to curfews and that anymore. They're just getting on with their lives, which it's kind of refreshing after the 10 PM in Romania to come somewhere where you can actually get a beer at 1 minute past 10. You just got to get on with it, haven't we? This is the main bridge going over to the fortress, so as you can imagine, this is the #1 tourist destination, I guess, in the city. And right opposite the bridge is this huge building. It's abandoned. How can you have this huge building on the main tourist part of the city being completely abandoned? That's crazy. I don't know what it was before. Maybe some kind of museum. This looks like a counter where you buy tickets. Maybe. This is Tsar Ivan Asen I Square. This is where you can come to watch the sound and light show for free. When the show is advertised as being free, then all of this becomes pedestrian. There'll be no cars coming down here tonight, and the music comes out of these speakers. This is the main entrance to the fort. Now, I don't really know much about the history of this place. There is an app that you can... I've seen some signs around with QR codes, but that doesn't seem to work. You've got the church right at the top there. But the actual fortress itself is huge. I'm not exactly sure which is the best way to go, or there appears to be little information. There's a few signs around, but they're all in Bulgarian, so I'm not going to be able to tell you much about this place. It's not bad up here. Here we just got some random pieces I'm guessing have fallen off some of the buildings. It's an incredible sight. I mean, you do find a lot of kind of fortresses in this part of Europe, but this one takes some beating. It's absolutely massive. I don't know what this used to be. Look at these. These are being laid sideways. This is the sign that I've seen around, but it doesn't work. Who knows what that says? Let's see if my translate can pick it up and tell me what this is. Central entrance to the palace. It does work. This is what it would have looked like back in the day.
From the tower over the small gate known as Asenaba.
We reached the inside of the church that's at the highest point of the fortress. You can see it's decorated with this Bulgarian art that I have seen around the city as well. I wondered when we were going to come across souvenirs. Check out the views. Views are amazing. I'm not getting any closer to the edge because as you can see further up, it's a huge drop. This is the southeast tower, and yeah, it looks like we can get up this one. It's the second floor. Third floor, which I think is the top. Here we go. Just down here is mini Bulgaria. So it's all the historical buildings and sites in Bulgaria. As I've been walking around the fortress, I've had a song constantly in my head. It's a beautiful piece of music by The Mystery of the Bulgarian Voices. I've just found it on YouTube, so I'm going to sit here, listen to that piece of music and soak in Bulgaria. I'm walking along Verliko Street, which is a street which runs kind of adjacent but drops down from the kind of main street that I'm staying on. It was named after a Russian general who was very influential in the Russian Ottoman War of the late 19th century. It feels like I'm in a different city. Beautiful houses. The old houses made of wood, the balconies, all wooden. Not sure if I'd feel that safe on one of them, to be honest. It's crazy, the trees have just become part of the house. What a beautiful street. And a fantastic view. This is the bar that I was in last night, and this is the guy who I went to see. It probably doesn't mean much to people back in England, but apparently he's a bit of a legend in Bulgaria, and the concert was really good. So this is like the main shopping street, and just down here I found there's a Balkan grill, and I put the menu into Google Translate, and apparently they do a threesome with hot pussy. So that's what I'm going to have for lunch. I walked past this building yesterday and it did look very brutal, and I didn't notice this at the side. Alright, where's this Balkan grill? I've got my threesome. Didn't bother with the hot pussy, but I have got some of this, which I don't know what it is. I think it's some kind of, looks like some kind of coleslaw type thing. So let's have a look what we got. That looks pretty good actually. I think that's pork, veal sausage, and some kind of weird little burger. And it comes with a nice bread roll. Nice and soft, nice and warm. Let's have it. Well, that was bloody wonderful. Balkan grill. Threesome.